Alright, let me hit you with a scenario. Imagine you're watching a movie where the hero and beautiful actress have this intense connection, but suddenly she pulls away. No explanation, no real reason, just a wall of silence. You're sitting there, frustrated, yelling at the screen. Why doesn't she just talk to him? Now, what if that movie is your life? She's pulled away and you're left wondering, is this it? Or will she come back? Here's the thing, relationships are complicated, messy, and beautifully unpredictable. Pulling away doesn't always mean it's over. Sometimes it's a way for her to process emotions, to reflect, or even to test the bond between you two. I've been there, so have many of my friends. And through personal experience, psychology, and a sprinkle of storytelling, I'm going to break down 8 unmistakable signs she's likely to come back. Stick with me, because by the time we're done, you'll have some clarity. Let's dive in. Point 1. She brings up old memories. You ever notice how, when people are unsure about their feelings, they tend to hold on to the positive memories? If she's texting you about that vacation you took together, or sharing an old photo, it's her way of saying, I miss this. A buddy of mine, Chris, went through this. His ex randomly sent him a picture of a homemade pizza they'd tried to make together. It was a disaster at the time, but they laughed about it for hours. She texted, remember this? Still the worst pizza ever. That wasn't just a memory dump, it was a signal. Psychologists call this shared nostalgia, and it's powerful. It's her way of revisiting the connection you had. Nostalgia isn't just about the past, it's about wanting that feeling again in the present. But here's the catch. Why would she bring this up if she wasn't still thinking about you? Let's explore what happens when those feelings bubble to the surface. Point 2. She gets emotional. When someone pulls away, they often go cold. It's a defense mechanism, a way to distance themselves emotionally. But if she's suddenly showing you anger, sadness, or even frustration, it's a sign she still cares. I remember this one time my friend Sarah told me about her breakup. She said, I knew I still cared about him when I got so mad seeing him post a picture with his friends. I didn't even know why I was upset. I just was. That's the thing. Emotions don't lie. Take Adele's music as an example. Her album 21 was raw emotion, written during a breakup. It wasn't just sadness, it was a mix of anger, longing, and love. If she's letting her emotions out, she's showing you that the connection still matters. But emotions are just the beginning. What happens when those emotions turn into action? Let's talk about apologies. Point 3. What happens if an apology comes through? You ever notice how rare genuine apologies are? It's almost like spotting a shooting star, beautiful and unexpected. It takes a rare kind of bravery to admit you've messed up, to lay your ego down and say, I was wrong. If she's reaching out with an apology, it's not just about her conscience, it's about rebuilding a bridge she's scared to lose. I remember a story my friend Lisa told me. She said, I couldn't sleep for weeks after we broke up. Not because I missed him, though I did, but because I hadn't apologized. I couldn't live with the regret of leaving things that way. Think about that. If she didn't care, why bother? An apology is like a key. It doesn't just unlock the past, it offers a way forward. But let's be real. Words are easy. What matters is what comes after them. If she's truly apologetic, she'll back it up with action. Sometimes it starts with the conversations you thought you'd lost forever. Point 4. The return of familiar echoes. Maybe she used to send you good morning texts without fail, or she always saved you the first sip of her coffee. These weren't just habits, they were her way of saying, you matter to me. Now, imagine those little echoes returning, a random message saying, hope your day's going well, or a subtle gesture like asking if you've listened to that song you both loved. It's not coincidence, it's intention wrapped in familiarity. Even the simplest actions, like commenting on a show you used to watch together, or mentioning an inside joke only the two of you understand, can speak volumes. These aren't just habits creeping back, they're breadcrumbs leading you towards something deeper. Why? Because those little rituals hold meaning. They're a way of testing the waters, checking if the bond that once tied you two together can still feel as natural and real as it did before. Point 5. What if the deep talks start again? You know those 2 a.m. talks where you'd share your dreams, fears, and everything in between? If she's bringing those back, it's because she's trying to reconnect on a deeper level. A guy I know, Alex, said his ex suddenly started asking him questions like, Do you still want to move abroad someday? At first, he thought she was just curious, but really she was trying to see if their goals still aligned. This reminds me of something the famous philosopher Aristotle once said: "The ultimate goal of human life is to achieve eudaimonia, living a life of purpose and meaning." If she's revisiting those deep truths, she's testing if your connection can still hold up. But words only go so far. Sometimes it's the little gestures that really show she's still invested. Number 6. What if she starts feeling the absence? One night, completely out of the blue, my buddy got a text from his ex that said, "I miss how we used to laugh together." That's it. No context, no follow-up. But that one text said everything he needed to know. When someone starts expressing their longing, it's a crack in the wall they've built. It's a sign they're reflecting on what they had and realizing its value. Studies show that people are most likely to reach out during moments of solitude, late at night, or when they're scrolling through old photos. If she's letting those "I miss you" moments slip through, it's because she can't ignore them anymore. And sometimes, it's not just words. It's something even more telling: the way she looks at you. Number 7. When her eyes speak louder than words. You know that look, when her eyes light up just a little brighter when she sees you. That's not something you can fake. A friend of mine swore he'd moved on from his ex until they bumped into each other at a coffee shop. He said, "The way she looked at me, it was like she was seeing me for the first time again. I couldn't shake it." Body language speaks louder than words. If her eyes are shining with that same warmth, it's a sign she's emotionally invested again. But in today's digital age, emotions aren't just expressed in person. Let's talk about the signals she might be sending online. Point 8. When the digital door reopens. In today's world, social media has become the modern equivalent of leaving a window cracked open. If she starts showing up on your feeds again, liking your posts, unblocking you, or consistently watching your stories, it's not a coincidence. It's a quiet way of saying, "I'm still curious about your world." These subtle moves are intentional, even if they seem small. Maybe she comments on a photo, "Looks like you had a great time," or replies to a story with a simple, "Wow, this is cool." On the surface, it's casual, but beneath it lies the unspoken intention of testing the waters. Social media allows her to re-enter your life without the weight of an in-person confrontation. It's a low-risk way of reconnecting, seeing how you'll respond, and gauging if there's still a spark worth reigniting. But actions like these often lead to something more meaningful. When she stops avoiding you completely, whether online or in real life, it's a clear sign she's ready to cross the emotional distance that once separated you. Here's the bottom line. When these signs start showing up, they're not just coincidences. They're reflections of emotions that haven't faded and an openness to something more. But before you act, ask yourself this: what do you truly want? It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of reconnection, but take a moment to reflect. Is this about rekindling a love that still has potential, or is it about holding on to something you've outgrown? Relationships thrive on mutual effort, trust, and clarity. If she's showing you that she's still invested, that door is open, but walking through it means being ready to meet her halfway. So, if these signs resonate with you, don't rush. Take your time, feel the emotions, and when you're ready, step forward with honesty and intention. After all, every great story deserves a meaningful second chapter. Thanks for watching, and if this spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it.